Renewable energy just overtook coal as the single largest source of power this year. I'm Kalila from Money Media, giving you money news for the Caribbean. So, data from global energy think tank Ember revealed that for the first 6 months of 2025, renewable energy sources generated more electricity than coal. That was largely led by the use of solar and wind power. This is the first time that's ever happened.
What if I told you that one of the biggest industries in human history is quietly losing its throne right now? What if the fuel that powered factories, cities, and entire economies for more than a century is finally being replaced? And what if this historic shift isn't just about clean energy, but about creating a whole new generation of billionaires? The world has crossed a milestone many experts once thought was decades away. Solar power and renewables have now overtaken coal and electricity generation for the first time ever. But the real question is, who gets rich when the world's energy system changes? The end of coal's century-long reign. For more than 100 years, coal was king. It powered the Industrial Revolution. It fueled economic growth across Europe, America, China, and countless other nations. Entire cities were built around coal mines and coal-fired power plants. For decades, nobody seriously believed coal could be challenged. Even as oil and natural gas expanded, coal remained one of the world's most important energy sources. But something remarkable happened. According to recent reports from the International Energy Agency, renewable electricity generation has now surpassed coal generation globally, marking one of the biggest turning points in energy history. Coal's share of global electricity is falling below levels not seen in over a century. This isn't a small change. This is the equivalent of replacing the engine of the entire global economy while it's still running. And solar power is leading the charge. The solar explosion nobody saw coming just a decade ago. Solar energy was considered expensive and unreliable. Many governments supported it through subsidies because it couldn't compete with fossil fuels on price. Today, that story has completely changed. Solar has become the fastest growing source of electricity on Earth. The EIA reports that solar PV experienced the largest increase in electricity generation ever recorded for a single energy source, adding roughly 600 terawatt hours of power in 2025 alone. Think about that for a moment. An entire industry expanded faster than almost any energy source in modern history. Why? Because solar panels became dramatically cheaper. Manufacturing improved. Efficiency increased. Installation costs fell. And countries around the world realized they could generate electricity without continuously buying fuel. Once solar panels are installed, sunlight is free. That simple fact changed everything. The numbers that shocked energy experts, the scale of this transition is difficult to comprehend. In the first half of 2025, renewable energy sources generated more electricity than coal worldwide for the first time in history. Wind and solar alone supplied enough additional electricity to cover global demand growth. Solar generation increased by nearly 1/3 compared to the previous year. Even more surprising, solar is no longer growing because of environmental concerns alone. It's growing because in many regions it simply makes financial sense. Businesses care about profits. Utilities care about costs. Investors care about returns. And increasingly, solar wins those calculations. Whenever a technology becomes both cleaner and cheaper, disruption becomes almost impossible to stop. That's exactly what's happening now. So, who gets rich? This is where the story becomes truly interesting. Whenever a major technological revolution happens, wealth doesn't disappear. It moves. The winners are often people who position themselves before the rest of the world catches up. Let's look at the biggest beneficiaries. Solar manufacturers. The first major winners are the companies manufacturing solar panels. Global demand continues to surge as governments, businesses, and homeowners install more solar capacity every year. The EIA reports that solar accounted for roughly 75% of all new renewable capacity additions globally. That means manufacturers capable of producing panels efficiently are sitting at the center of a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Many of these companies are based in China, which dominates global solar manufacturing. As demand rises, so does the value of the companies supplying the equipment. Battery companies, here's the secret many people miss. Solar alone isn't enough. The sun doesn't shine at night. That's where batteries enter the story. Battery storage allows electricity generated during the day to be used later. Without batteries, solar growth would face serious limitations. With batteries, renewable energy becomes far more reliable. As solar installations expand worldwide, battery demand grows alongside them. This creates massive opportunities for companies involved in battery production, storage technology, and critical minerals. Some analysts believe batteries could become just as important as solar panels themselves. The countries winning the energy race, energy transitions, don't just create wealthy companies, they create powerful nations. And right now, two countries stand out. China has become the undisputed giant of solar energy. Reports show China added more renewable capacity than the rest of the world combined in some periods. It has rapidly expanded both solar manufacturing and deployment. China doesn't just build solar panels. It controls much of the supply chain. It manufactures equipment. It processes critical materials. It exports technology worldwide. In many ways, China is becoming to solar what Saudi Arabia became to oil. India is emerging as another major winner. Renewable generation growth in India has been expanding faster than electricity demand, helping reduce reliance on coal and gas. With a huge population, rising energy demand, and abundant sunshine, India could become one of the largest solar markets on Earth. The opportunities for investment, infrastructure, and manufacturing are enormous. What happens to coal? Whenever a new winner emerges, an old winner usually declines. Coal isn't disappearing tomorrow. In fact, many countries still depend heavily on it. But the long-term trend is becoming increasingly clear. The IEA expects renewables to continue gaining market share while coal's role gradually shrinks. Coal's share of global electricity generation is expected to fall below 1/3 for the first time in over a century. Some coal companies may survive, others may diversify, some may struggle. History shows that industries rarely vanish overnight, but when growth stops and decline begins, capital usually flows elsewhere. That's exactly what we're witnessing. The hidden opportunity most people ignore. Many people think the solar story is only about electricity. It's much bigger than that. Artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, data centers, robotics, smart cities. All of these technologies require enormous amounts of electricity. Global electricity demand continues to rise rapidly, and much of that growth is increasingly being supplied by solar and other low-emission sources. The future economy will consume more electricity than ever before. Whoever generates that electricity cheaply gains a major advantage. That's why this transition matters. It's not simply an environmental story. It's an economic story, a technological story, a geopolitical story, and potentially one of the greatest wealth transfers of the 21st century. The bigger question, the real question, isn't whether solar will continue growing. Most experts already expect that. The real question is who will control the infrastructure, supply chains, batteries, minerals, and technology powering the next phase of growth. Will today's energy giants adapt? Will new companies emerge? Will governments reshape global markets? Nobody knows for certain, but history offers a clue. Every major technological revolution creates new fortunes. Railroads did it. Oil did it. The internet did it. Artificial intelligence is doing it now. And solar energy may be creating the next generation of winners right before our eyes. Solar has officially crossed a milestone once thought impossible, overtaking coal and proving that the global energy landscape is changing faster than many experts predicted. The biggest question now isn't whether the energy transition will continue, it's who will profit the most from it. What do you think? Will solar dominate the future, or will another technology eventually take its place? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch our videos to discover the hidden projects, secret technologies, and future changing innovations shaping our world.